Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson says members of the constabulary shouldn't be dejected by the arrests. In fact, he says the arrests are proof that the Jamaica Constabulary Force is on the right path.
To recognize that we have internal challenges in the organization as well. Some of our members get involved in the same criminality, the same corruption, so we can't be naive to that. So just this morning, we arrested 12 members of a gang as part of our ongoing gang investigation. Unfortunately, 4 of those persons arrested are our own members. A lot of officers, when this happens, they feel down because why would our members be involved in it? It doesn't. My point is this: it's the JCF arresting them, and it's the JCF ridding ourselves of elements in it that are pulling down all of us. And so as long as we do that, we're on the right path. That is what is important. We're a big organization, probably the biggest single organization in the Caribbean. In that, you'll have...
In a press conference, Deputy Commissioner in charge of crime, Fitz Bailey, says a constable is believed to be the leader of the Ronco gang. East of Tafara Silvera, 3 other constables are among 12 people taken into custody.
Constable Tafara Silvera, attached to the St. Andrew South Division, who is identified as the leader of the gang, along with Mark Burnett and Christopher Robinson, were charged with conspiracy to murder and are before the Clarendon Circuit Court coming out of that incident. Further inquiries into the operation of the gang revealed that between 2019 and 2021, the gang members committed several crimes across the parishes of Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth, St. Catherine, St. Mary, Trelawney, Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. James. These crimes include shootings, burglary, robbery with aggravation, illegal possession of firearms, abduction, shop breaking and larceny, unlawful possession of property, conspiracy to murder, and malicious destruction of property. So far, we have identified at least 17 incidents involving this gang. We have identified 27 members of the gang, which include at least 8 members of the security force, one of whom fled the island immediately after the arrest of Constable Silvera. This morning, the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Division branch, supported by the Clarendon Police, conducted several operations across the island, and the following members of the gang were arrested: Constable Teshneil Francis, O.C. Franco, Constable Danilo Barnes, Constable Roy Morris, David Henry, O.C. Kochi, Ovid Mackenzie, Nicholas Simpson, O.C. Nick, Tevin Enriquez, O.C. Driving or Gadgets, Garrick Oakley.
A 43-year-old Clarendon man has been charged with forcible abduction and buggery of a 12-year-old girl. He is Marlon Mills, an unemployed resident of Racetrack in the parish. Police said the 12-year-old and a relative were on their way home when Mills reportedly offered them a free ride. It is reported that when the child and her relative reached their destination, Mills ordered the relative out of the vehicle and drove off with the 12-year-old. The child was not seen again until the following day when she was released in a nearby district. Relatives, upon questioning her, reported the matter to the police. Following investigation, Mills was picked up by the police. He was pointed out during a subsequent identification parade and later slapped with the charges.
So for 3 days, a business complex, Sagicor Business Complex, a business entity that operates there, a pharmacy, has been in receipt of hoax call from a mail caller. As a result of that, it put tremendous strain on all the entities that operate in that complex. Persons have to be evacuated. And the JCF and the military does its ordinary ordnance, steam and sweep. But what happened is that the matter was investigated, and as a result of the investigation with technology, we were able to arrest and charge a male caller who will now be facing the court. Incidentally, the caller was in an intimate relationship with a female who worked at an entity at that location, so he's now facing charges of public mischief with other charges on the cybercrime legislation to be followed.
Justice of the Peace and former Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association President James Samuel, along with a woman reported to be his helper, nursing injuries inflicted on them during an armed invasion of Samuel House in Jackshill, St. Andrew. Samuel, who is in his 70s, was shot once by the invaders, who stormed the house between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. The woman was stabbed multiple times by the masked hoodlums. A very close male relative of the woman visited both victims in hospital on Friday and reported that Samuel was recovering well. However, the woman is reportedly in and out of consciousness. She is in more serious condition than him. Him get shot in her neck that lodged down in his shoulder. He's talking good, but she got a lot of stab all about. Her nose bust up and broke. As a matter of fact, them took Mr. Samuel's van and jewelry, he said. Mr. Samuel is a respectable man, one of the foundation men in Jackshill. Oh, unto those who did it, he added.